to ring the damn bell. And of course, I am KG Landry. And of course, my co-host tonight, as always, is the wrestling enthusiast, Mark. What's going on, brother?
Not much. Just trying to stay warm, brother.
Dude, holy fuck. It is cold outside.
Yeah, and the best is yet to come.
Oh man. For those of you who may be watching, if you're not, if you're in a warmer place, Mark and I, we are in Minnesota, and today's high was 18, but it felt like it was 4 degrees
Negative.
outside. So it was cold, and today actually. So real quick before we get into it, we went to St. Paul. There every year there is this little festival. Hold on 1 second. Sorry about that, guys. I'm not sure what happened. There's a little festival that's called the European um, Christmas Market, and I tell you, it's really cool. It's by the train depot, Mark, and man, there's food by different vendors from different like European countries. There's Christmas caroling and there's different bunch of different other stuff. There's pretty cool. We were out there today, but man, we froze our asses off because it was damn cold.
Uh,
So
you talking with food trucks?
no, they're actually in booths. Um, it's not food trucks. They're actually booths that they set up. It's actually kind of like a little house they set up, but it's a bunch of different ones, all different types of foods. There's German food. There's French food. I mean, it's really cool. If you haven't been, it's 15 minutes from your home. I advise you to go check it out. Yeah, if you want. We're going to be bringing the kids there in a couple of weeks, so pretty cool. But anyway, let's get to the podcast tonight. Of course, we're going to be reviewing Smackdown Go Home Show. But before we go there, there's some Ricky Starks news. So Ricky Starks, he was recently pulled from his announced GCW appearance, despite making a surprise arrival in the promotion to set up an angle with Jimmy Lloyd. Some is suspect that this happened because of the comments that Starks made during his recent interview with Chris Van Valley. But Dave Meltzer source suggests another theory, which he detailed during this week's Wrestling Observer Radio. Before I go into it, though, let's get something real straight about Dave Meltzer. Sometimes he doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. He has made some really bad mistakes in the past with his writings. So I take what Dave Meltzer say with a grain of salt, but nonetheless, I'm still going to report on this just because it is something kind of, it's a little bit major. Ricky Starks has been missing from AEW TV. So a little bit more about it. So Ricky Starks was booked for 3 dates, Meltzer recalled, and for whatever reason, Effie went on TikTok and decided to say some stuff about how unfair it was that AEW is running the Hammerstein 3 times before they're running their January show. Meltzer further noted that if he ended up going off on Tony Khan and that he ultimately crossed the line during his rant, he said that Tony's father pays him to stay away. And Meltzer also said that GCW owner Brett Landerdale should have told Iffy to apologize immediately. However, Brian Alvarez noted that Lauderdale did comment on what Iffy said, explaining that the GCW star is absolutely independent and that nothing he says on his podcast or otherwise is endorsed by GCW. Now, of course, we know currently Starks, he is still signed to an AEW contract, and outside of GCW, none of his other appearances have been publicly canceled, such as his involvement with HOG's Watch the Throne event in Chicago next January. If you guys are wondering what happened with, since it was mentioned on the Chris Van Valley's interview, this is kind of the what Starks had to say. He said that he's been home, he's been healthy, he was never injured. He did have a stinger in a match against Top Flight in March. He got immediately checked out and everything was fine, but he said that he was just concerned at the time. He also don't say so that happened, and then I was just home. And that's kind of where it's been at. He said um that it was a mind fuck because he's in his prime, and he said that it sucks when you're on a such of a momentum, riding the wave and doing work and doing stuff, and then to just be at home for so long, and you're kind of like, whoa, it throws it off. So apparently Ricky Starks, and if you guys want to check it out on this interview, you can go Google it. But this it's apparent that Ricky Stark is not happy about being off of TV. Um, but I tell you, in my opinion, I think it is a matter of time before they go ahead and fire Ricky Starks. I don't suspect to see him back on AEW. I think Tony Khan is just holding his contract over him so he doesn't show up on WWE, because I think that that's going to be a big thing. I think Ricky's going to be a big star in WWE. It's just a matter of time. So who knows what's going to happen? Um, so that's basically the news. Let's get to SmackDown tonight. What a show! It was a pretty good show tonight, and you remember. No, I said that I really wasn't excited about Survivor Series because they haven't excited me. What's great about professional wrestling is all it takes is one good go home show to turn that page and make you kind of excited to see what's going to happen. And that's what happened tonight, at least to me. I now want to see what's going to happen at Survivor Series. They got me invested.
Well, regardless, I'm a junkie, so I'll watch regardless. You
Right,
know, and it is to see what happens.
right.
Uh, it was a good show. I think parts of it could have been a hell of a lot better, and I'll get into that.
Sure.
But we start with a recap of New Bloodline last week, telling Roman, "Hey, why don't you guys just come out and give up and accept me or whatever." Um, then it rolls into Paul Heyman coming out and CM Punk coming out to pretty much save Roman and Cruz hash. Let's see. Then next we go to Bianca and Naomi, Io Sky, Bailey, and Rhea coming to the ring. A lot of smack talking. A lot of smack talking. And I texted you earlier and I said I'm waiting for Rhea Ripley to say I'm Batman. Batman. All right. But to me it was a high spot. But I was definitely waiting for her to say I'm Batman.
Yeah.
You know.
So speaking of Bianca, and man, I thought about this while I was watching it tonight. If I was a betting man, I'd be willing to bet that Bianca is going to be the one that's behind Jade Cargill's attack. This is how they're going to get a storyline into the feud. And I believe that we're going to see a heel turn from Bianca. And ultimately, we're going to find out that Bianca is responsible for that attack on Jake Cargill. Um,
You know
what are
what?
your thoughts?
You're probably right, but I think it was a pay-per-view too early. It should
Oh,
have
I
been
agree.
it should have been at the Royal Rumble to build for WrestleMania. You
Yeah,
know,
so go ahead. Go ahead.
they can't make this run to WrestleMania.
Right. I agree. Look, I think that it was going to happen is Jade's going to come back. They're going to be trying, she's going to be trying to figure out who attacked her. We're going to go with that storyline for a bit before it's finally revealed that it was Bianca. So I see this going for at least a month or so, possibly to it, at whatever point Jade comes back, they're going to do this until that next pay per view, whatever that pay per view may be. I think they're going to run that storyline, And right before that pay-per-view is where we're going to find out that Bianca was the one, or at that pay-per-view, we're going to find out that it was Bianca. Either or.
See, I think Jade's going to interfere in tomorrow's match.
We'll see. Maybe.
All right. So, anyways, shortly afterwards, Nia and her crew come out. A lot of smack talking. Pointing fingers at Bailey, how all of a sudden Jade's out and Bailey's in. Looks suspicious. But again, a lot of smack talking. Soon a small fight breaks out and they go to commercial. They come back. Andrade comes to the ring against Shinsuke Nakamura. Now, this had all the potential of being probably the match of the goddamn month. All right. It should have been a 20-minute match. It was maybe 10 if it was that. I was really pissed off and irritated. And this is why I was not happy with SmackDown tonight. Because these are two of the best workers they've got, and they screwed the pooch. All right. So
Yeah.
anyway, enough about my rant there.
So I agree with you actually. But there's even one more thing that annoyed me.
That being,
Andrade losing the match. I know that Shinsuke, obviously, they cannot afford for him to lose yet, but I think in order to protect both of them, I don't think Andrade should have taken a pin either. I think to protect both of them, they should have had LA Knight come in much earlier to interfere. That way, no one got, obviously, that would have made Andrade or Shinsuke win the match because of interference, but Andrade wouldn't have gotten pinned, right? And they could have protected both of them that way. You still could have had LA Knight, like I said, interfere, get that disqualification, get a couple of hits on Shinsuke, and then Shinsuke still turns around and blow the mist onto LA Knight. So you could have still had that ending between LA Knight and Shinsuke, but if they would have did it just a little bit earlier, we could have protected Andrade as well. So
right.
that kind of annoyed me a little bit as well. Because I agree with you. I think that this type of match between these two guys should have absolutely been saved for a pay-per-view.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, anyways, yeah, LA Knight comes out and he gets dumped pretty much, face full of mist. I gotta say, Shinsuke looks friggin' awesome.
I love this look of his. All black with that face paint, with his hair in his face. Oh man, he looks phenomenal. Absolutely.
Yep. Talk about reinventing yourself without doing a whole lot.
Yep.
Um, Next we go to Nick Aldis talking the new bloodline, banning everyone from ringside tonight in the advantage match. Then next we go to Ciampa and Gargano arguing. And Gargano Ciampa pretty much says, you gotta quit breastfeeding off these guys. I don't care they were your heroes 20 years ago. You either take care of it next week or I'll take care of it. And it could be the beginning of the end of DIY.
So what I like about this, one, I love Ciampa's intensity. Oh man, he was just, you know, I mean, just the
He's
look in
told
his eyes and his veins popping out everywhere. I mean, great segment. What I also like about this though is honestly, I don't know if Ciampa is going to turn on Gargano and it's going to be a feud between them, or if Gargano is going to turn on his buddy from Machine Guns, right? And Ciampa and Gargano become a heel team, a heel DIY. And I like that they have me guessing this way. I kind of am leaning one way, obviously, but I'm still not 100% sure. And I love whenever there's a storyline that has me to the point that I'm just kind of trying to figure out what's going to happen because I don't know for sure. It's not obvious to me. So I give this so far, the storyline, an absolutely thumbs up.
So, I think what's best for business is having Gargano just drop on the machine guns and side with Ciampa. I really do. I think
I
it's
agree.
which means we won't get it.
Right.
All right, next we go to Kevin Owens justifying his actions. And it all boils down to that he got trashed by the bloodline, and then Cody went and helped him. So he felt the betrayal.
So I tell you, I don't know how the fans can look at Cody as a babyface after this. I'll be honest with you. He brought all of this up, all of the attacks reminded us of what Roman Reigns and the bloodline has done to him. And yet your buddy is now going to go help these guys. I'm now rooting for KO. I don't know what WWE was trying to do with all of this, but man, this was risky in my opinion because you could have very well had all the fans saying, "Man, KO is right," and then they turn on Cody. Cody Rhodes came out after this, and he got a decent pop from the crowd. So obviously, it didn't turn the fans against Cody. But in my opinion, Kevin's the good guy here.
Yeah, you know what? I just don't see it that way. Um,
Oh, of course you don't.
and the reason being is Kevin Owens flips more times than most people change their underwear. You know, and so for me, I can't get behind Kevin Owens on anything because, 1 week he's a good guy, next week he's a bad guy. And ultimately Kevin's going to go down with a lot of respect, and I don't think he'll reach the Randy Orton level, but he'll get his props.
Yeah,
And
but this is the thing, Mark. I hear what you're saying, man, and you're right. KO has turned just on every friend he's had, right, while he was a babyface. But if you think about all those times that I turned on him, he was doing so just because he was a selfish, greedy prick, right? There was really never no, there wasn't really any good excuses or good reasons. But come on, this time, after him saying, look, these guys did all of this to me, and you're supposed to be my boy, but now you're going to help them. And you didn't even actually come to help me when you were in the same building that night. He has a point.
yeah, but it's kind of, I mean, if you can bring up shit a year ago, what the hell was Kevin Owens doing a year ago? He was probably screwing somebody over.
No, actually, he was helping. He was helping Cody and the other guys whenever they were fighting against the bloodline, and the bloodline was jumping on them. Kevin Owens was coming out to help him. So again, man, KO has a point. Look, if I had a good friend of mine that he was being bullied and I was standing up, I was getting jumped on by these group of bullies as well because I was sticking up for my friend. And then next thing you know, even as a year later, I decided to go help these guys. Man, my friend, I mean, you'd be pissed off. So I get it. And I stand with KO now.
All right, knock yourself out on that one. I can't do it. Of course, then again, I've never been a big KO fan. You know, I enjoy some of his antics at times, but for the most part, I can go to the bathroom when Kevin Owens on wrestling.
Oh, that's harsh, man.
It is, and don't get me wrong, Kevin's got the ability, Kevin's got the skill. He just doesn't light my fire. So,
All right.
all right. So next we go to Cody Rhodes, the ring versus Camilla Hayes. Yawn.
Well, not only do I agree about it being a boring match, but Carmelo Hayes got a lot of offense on Cody, right? And in many ways, Carmelo Hayes is still this rookie on the main roster. So if Cody Rhodes has this much of a problem fighting Carmelo Hayes, man, I tell you, that match on Saturday Night Main Event against KO should win it. That's the way I look at it. if
Didn't
you're gonna have a problem and almost lose a match against a rookie, then how do you think I'm going to believe you can beat someone that's been in the business for many, many, many years, much more experienced than Carmelo Hayes, much tougher than Carmelo Hayes? There's no way that he can win then.
didn't Corey Graves say Carmelo Hayes took Cody Rhodes to his limits?
Yeah,
I about fell off my chair. I'm like, seriously? I mean, I can understand you guys wanting to plug Camilo Hayes, but seriously, how how
yeah.
how, how do you think that made your champion look like a chump?
I was about to say that. That makes Cody Rhodes look like a weak ass champion.
Pretty much makes him look like a paper champion.
Yep.
All right, so next we go, and this was probably the highlight of the show for me. Next we go to Roman Reigns and Punk sit down talk. You know what? It was probably almost as good as Triple H and Undertaker just staring at the WrestleMania sign. It was that damn good.
I disagree. I
Really?
think that look, the interview with the words spoken was fine, right? I like that. Matter of fact, this is what got me excited to watch the pay per view. My problem is how they did it. I think the whole music thing was terrible. I think that this should have been done live in the ring. Um, yeah, I just thought the way they did it, the way they filmed it was just it was terrible. I thought I was watching a B movie, a B movie with drama. That's really what I felt watching this. Now, as I said, the words they spoke, right? That story they were telling, that's what hooked me. That's what got me excited for tomorrow. Because now I'm thinking that CM Punk and Paul Heyman is going to turn on Roman Reigns. I'm thinking we're going to finally see a heel CM Punk with Paul Heyman as his manager, and we're going to see a feud between Roman Reigns and CM Punk on Raw. I
Now,
think it's going to be happening on Raw because of the Netflix thing.
now this is a rumor I heard that the Roman's going to be out of the bloodline. Punk is going to be in the bloodline, but the only person that's going to be with him is Jay Uso and Brock Lesnar with Paul Heyman, I believe. Now
So
that's
you're saying that you think that Jay Uso is going to turn heel?
no. Um, they're saying the rumor I heard is that Roman's going to be out of the bloodline. I can see that because he's going to go to Raw for Netflix. Okay, Punk is going to be in the bloodline, which I don't understand. All right, with Brock Lesnar and Jay Uso.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I
tell you
thought.
why that's. Let me tell you why that's crazy. First, the OG bloodline. That I mean, the new bloodline. They're going to be a SmackDown. The OG bloodline, Roman Reigns, Jimmy and Jay, they're going to be on Raw. CM Punk is also going to be on Raw. So that would be dumb for Roman Reigns to get out of the bloodline and then have just Jimmy there. It wouldn't make any sense, especially calling it the bloodline at that point. So if Roman Reigns leaves the bloodline, then there will be no more bloodline. I think Jimmy and Jey Uso we're going to get the tag team back together. They're going to be on Raw. But yeah, I just think that they're still going to have the bloodline. It's going to be the with Roman Reigns, and I do foresee CM Punk turning, him having a feud with Roman on Raw, and then possibly Roman Reigns. I mean, not Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar coming back on Raw, and then it's the Brock Lesnar, CM Punk, and Paul Heyman in their own little group fighting against the Bloodline. That makes more logical sense to me.
Just telling you what I saw.
Yeah.
I agree. Telling you what I saw. I got a good chuckle when I saw it though. All right, so then let's see. Oh, then we go to Piper, Lash Legend, in place of Jade Cargill, and Mitchin,
Michi.
Michi. Sorry, this was actually a pretty good match. You
It's
know,
okay.
and Lash Legend actually surprised me on how powerful she actually is.
Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't like any of these women except for Legend. She's the only one I liked. Other than that, I am not a fan of Chelsea Green or Piper.
Oh,
I can't stand them.
I love Chelsea. She is the Miz in female version. I love Chelsea.
I can't stand her.
Um, well, I love her because she's so goddamn annoying. You
But see,
know.
this is the thing to me. When I say I don't like her, I don't mean I don't like her in a sense that I'm not supposed to like her and she's doing a good job. I'm saying I don't like her in a way as of I wish she was never with the WWE to begin with,
Oh God,
right?
when she does that, I'm I'm
Yeah.
I'm hooked. Now, with that being said, I think she's going to be the new champion.
I hope not.
I think that's my opinion. Either that, or I think Mitchin is going to be the champion.
Well, she's the one that won a match tonight was Mitchin. Or
But I think it's going to get down to her and Chelsea, and they're going to screw Mitchin and give it to Chelsea.
oh, I like I said, I hope that they'll give it to Chelsea. If they give it to Chelsea, I swear to God, every time she comes on TV, I'm fucking changing it until she goes off. That's my protest. Because I cannot stand her.
She's just annoying enough where
So,
they're going.
not only do I not like her, I don't like her as a person because she is a selfish little bitch that she's the one that went and tried to start all the shit with Tessa Blanchard because she was jealous of Tessa Blanchard because Tessa Blanchard is a million times better than her. And if Chelsea Green was truly in a competition with Tessa Blanchard, Chelsea Green wouldn't have a chance. And she knows this. And this is why she started the shit with Tessa Blanchard that ended up fucking Tessa Blanchard. So fuck Chelsea Green. And I hope if I'm lucky enough, someone that it has pull with WWE that could get word to Chelsea Green, fuck Chelsea Green. I'm done.
I like Tessa Blanchard too. Um,
Tessa
and
Blanchard is one of the best female wrestlers in the business right now. She is up there with Charlotte Flair, 100%.
I don't know if I go that far,
Oh, I would.
but as far as female wrestling goes, yeah, Tessa's probably top three easily top three.
Yeah.
Uh, and the fact that WWE hasn't signed her is criminal, and even more criminal that AEW hasn't signed her. Because even with their checkered past, she's right up their alley. And if they want to bring their women's division up to snuff, get her.
Let me tell you something. The fact that WWE will all of a sudden just forgive Hulk Hogan's bullshit ass, but yet they want to hold shit with Tessa Blanchard and won't even look at her, dude, that's bullshit. It really is. If if Hulk Hogan was a woman, he wouldn't be back. And I strongly believe that. They did what they did because that he's a man and because of his so-called status within the wrestling world. When in reality, Hulk Hogan is a fucking terrible wrestler. Terrible wrestler. He had charisma and he had the body that Vince wanted, but in the ring, he's shit.
No, no, no. You got to watch the Japan stuff because actually he could wrestle. He was stagnated by Vince. Vince only wanted to do so many things in the ring. All right, because and a man that size, it's easy to get injured. All right, so no, you go back watch
I
Japanese.
have watched him. He's not that much different, Mark.
He's
He
been
has 4 or 5 moves. That's it.
okay.
And
Now
if you
look,
want to compare, hold on, you want to compare a big man and saying that they're easily hurt, and we're gonna get to this match, look at freaking 5'2". The dude, he's a monster, and look at the shit that he can do in the ring. Hulk Hogan is shit, in my opinion.
Yeah, I thought too is no 330 pounds though either.
It don't matter, man. Hulk Hogan, I've never liked Hulk Hogan. Even when I was a kid, I couldn't stand him.
Okay, now hold on. If someone made you millions, multi-millions, hundreds of millions of dollars, how easy is it to forgive them, knowing that you can still make some millions off of them? Okay.
I get it. I get the business part of it, but Hulk Hogan still sucks.
I'm not going to argue that.
I mean,
Not
you
going to
know,
argue.
and like I said, I get the business. I get it. I get the business aspect of it. But you don't think that Tessa Blanchard can put ass in seats?
She's not going to put multi-million dollars.
I'm not saying that, but she's still young, right?
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan, again, I get the business part of it. You're right. But it doesn't change the fact that he sucks. Terrible.
Sucks or not, one appearance by Hogan will make more money than 10 appearances by Tessa Blanchard.
Maybe Hulk Hogan has lost a lot of his fan base.
Not going to argue that. But again, it gets down to money, and this is all about money at the bottom line. All about money.
Yeah,
All right.
I agree with you. But my stance still stands that he's a horrible wrestler. He was way over fucking rated. And, back then, Vince McMahon, it was between Hulk Hogan and Dusty Rhodes. And Dusty Rhodes decided to go in another direction. So that's when Vince decided on Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan was the second fucking choice.
Yeah, he was.
And he sucks. He was in the right place at the right time, and all there is to it.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
let's move on from this.
All right, fair enough. So then we go to an LA Knight shoot against Shinsuke. Now, did I misunderstand, or are they going to wrestle tomorrow night?
Yes.
Okay, because I don't think that was ever announced before tonight.
I don't think so. But you know what I liked about this is it is the fact that LA Knight addressed the fact that Shinsuke comes back and he just jumps in front of the line. All of a sudden now he has a match against him for the title, right? I like that he addressed that because whenever WWE or even AEW, whenever they pull the shit where someone comes back that's been going for a long time and all of a sudden they're the ones getting the shot for the title, and they act like it doesn't need to be explained of the why, right? When LA Knight did this tonight, it made it more realistic by saying, this is bullshit, but it is what it is. I'm gonna whip your ass, right? So yeah, I really love the fact that it was written for LA Knight to actually address this.
What's your prediction? LA going to retain, or Shinsuke going to take it?
Well, if you go according to Wrestling 101, LA Knight should take it because he's the one that was kind of left laying, right? Because of the whole miss thing. So if you go according to Wrestling 101, then yes, LA Knight should win it. But this is my issue, man. Why do they book Shinsuke, who was phenomenal, as an enhanced talent? Go look at his win-loss record. And anytime it's for a match that actually means something, Shinsuke is always booked to lose. And now he's coming back. He's been gone for however long he's been gone. He's going to come back right away, fight LA Knight, and just quick get his loss again. I don't like how they book him. And it's tough because I like LA Knight, but I think Shinsuke overall is better. I think he has more charisma. I think that he's a better wrestler. Visually, I think he's better. So I kind of want them to drop the title for Shinsuke to win. But I don't think that's going to happen.
See, I don't think. Well, how do I put this? Shinsuke right now has some mystery behind him. You know, um, I don't think he's got more personality per se, but that mystery adds to that personality. Because personality wise, there isn't too many people that can actually beat LA Knight. He's very charismatic and full of personality. All right. But Shinsuke, with the way he's looking, the way he comes back, that mystique or whatnot you want to call it, kind of puts him over the top.
Yeah, but look, when you're talking about charisma, right? Look how he is whenever he first his entrance, right? Regardless if he's a heel or a face, people are singing his music. He has his weird movements, but people are into that. And even during his promos, when he's speaking in his native language, you are still drawn to it because there's that mystery, but that charisma is in there as well. Now you are right. LA Knight has a lot of charisma. I mean, he has the whole crowd, chanting LA Knight, and yeah. So he absolutely has charisma. But I think that just Shinsuke is just a little bit better, or has a little bit more when it comes to charisma. They're both stars. But in the match, in the ring, I think that Shinsuke's better. And I think that I think that it would hurt Shinsuke more to lose than it would LA Knight, even though LA Knight would be dropping his title. Because look, they could have LA Knight then start pursuing the World Heavyweight Champion at that point as well. I think it's time that happens, so that leaves more room for them to do stuff with LA Knight. Shinsuke, the U.S. title, that's that's his glass ceiling. I don't think they'll ever have him, for whatever reason, chasing that title, that the World Heavyweight title. I just don't. So give Shinsuke the title, and then have LA Knight chasing the World Championship title.
See, now, I like LA Knight, but I tell you what, I'd rather see Shinsuke against Cody than LA Knight against Cody.
I agree, but it won't happen.
Um, yeah, unfortunately, you're right. And the sad thing is, WWE does not know how to use, and for lack of term, minority talent. They
Yeah,
really don't.
we've already seen, by the way, Shinsuke against Cody Rhodes before he had the belt. It was all part of the whole story, right? Um,
Right.
and Shinsuke's promos against Cody was just on fire, man. I mean, holy shit. Unfortunately, we knew who was going to win that feud, which was Cody. Um, but they'll never have him going after Cody with the title. That's not going to happen. And I
Nope,
agree with you about that they don't know how to use their minority talent.
they don't. Whether they're black, Asian, Hispanic, they don't know how to use the minority talent. You know,
No, and you know what's frustrating is, and really think about it. When it comes to their Latino talent, uh, more so in the past than now, but they always use the Latino talent to fight one another. Go back and watch a lot of WWE. Anytime someone was Latino, they were wrestling someone else that was Latino, and that's frustrating because it's like these guys can wrestle. Let them go after titles.
yeah, but you know what? WCW did the same thing. You know, and it worked for him because Eddie Guerrero versus Rey Mysterio was probably some of the best matches they ever showed. You know, Halloween Havoc '99, I think it was.
Yep,
That was a
yep,
hell. You know,
yep. But this is
but
the thing, Mark. WCW though also had a cruiserweight division that was actually hot. It was on fire. People watched WCW for their cruiserweight division. WWE tried that with I think 205 or whatever it was, and it failed badly. So I understand why WCW had their minorities basically wrestling against one another is because they work the cruiserweights type of a thing. WCW, I mean, WWE didn't have that cruiserweight, or they tried, it failed. So use the talent that you have. These guys are great wrestlers. Let them chase the title. I mean, do you honestly think that we'll ever see Andrade chasing the world heavyweight champion?
No, but we should.
I agree. One of the one of he is in the top 5 best wrestlers WWE has.
Yep, easily, easily. Him and Shinsuke. And either one of them can out wrestle Cody, and that's saying a lot because Cody can actually wrestle.
I agree.
Right now, got him on the Hulk Hogan 5-move set. You know, but Cody can actually wrestle, but so can Andrade, so can Shinsuke. You know what? That'd be a great 3-man go around at WrestleMania. I'd
Yeah.
pay big.
Yep. And going back to tonight, by the way, talking about Carmelo, right? Look, what I said is nothing against Carmelo. I like Carmelo, but the world heavyweight champion should have not had those many issues in a match against, where Carmelo is at in WWE right now. But I'll say this, man, Carmelo sold Cody's finisher better than anyone I have ever seen. Holy shit, he sold that move.
Yeah, but the same token, you shouldn't have Carmelo Hayes beating Braun Breaker either for the NXT title.
Yeah, yep.
So, I mean, is Carmelo good? Yeah, he's good. But he's 5 pounds above 205, and that depends on if he's had a ball movement in the last 2 hours. All right. I'm not a fan of Carmelo Hayes. Not. Whether he's a fan.
I'm not either. But I mean, he did sell really good tonight. But like I said, to say that Carmelo took Cody to his limit,
Oh,
that's terrible.
no. Yeah, it just made Cody look like a paper champion.
Yep. Let's get back to it.
Well, there isn't much left.
Yep.
Nick killing the original bloodline. Everybody's banned from ringside. Then we go to Jay versus Jacob. You know what? For this big man and I think he's in his early 40s, that guy can move. I ain't gonna sit there and say different. And I tell you what, I'd probably piss myself if I ever met him in a dark alley.
Well, I tell you, they did the right thing. I remember I said last podcast that they better not have Jimmy beat him, and they didn't. They had him. They had Fatu come up on top. But I tell you, when he did that Uso splash, I was like, I literally said, you've got to be fucking kidding me. And man, he kicked out of it. And I was like, oh, thank you. So great call to have Fatu come up on top. It didn't that match didn't hurt Jimmy whatsoever because they had Jimmy take Fatu almost to Fatu's limit, and they have Fatu booked as this unbeatable force, right? So they both look great tonight. It was a good match. Fatu won. He was supposed to win. So I was happy with it.
Yeah, I was too. They really missed the boat on this guy. They should have had him 4 years ago, easily 4 years ago. And if they did, you would have never saw Solo.
Yeah, well, I'm waiting for Journey Fatu to come in, and I'm really curious if they're going to have Journey Fatu and Jacob Fatu form a tag team. Because if that happens, they should just roll over every single tag team in WWE because these are 2 guys that are legit badasses. Legit. So here's to see.
So were the Islanders, but they got shit on.
Yeah, that's their great booking. It's that. But anyway, yeah, that was SmackDown tonight. Real quick, let's go. Do you have the card for tomorrow night?
You know what? I don't.
I get it.
I want to be surprised.
Let's go for let's do our predictions for tomorrow night. Let me get the card for the Survivor Series real quick.
All right.
I meant to do this before we did the podcast, but
Yeah, but we're never prepared right.
But no, we're not.
We fly by
Um,
pants, buddy. The seat of our pants. We're the AEW of podcast.
AEW shit. We're the fucking we are like the podcast after a TNA podcast, right? You kidding me? All
Uh,
right.
one day we'll get our shit straight.
One day.
One day.
That's what makes us different.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. So let's start with the women's war game match. We're gonna have Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, Naomi, Sky, Bailey, or Io Sky. I'm sorry, Bailey, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Nia Jax, Tiffany Stratton, and Candice LeRae. Who do you think's going to win that?
You know what? I'm gonna go with Nia's team. I got a sneaky feeling. But I think Rhea's gonna tear the shit out of Liv.
Yeah, I am predicting. Yeah, I agree. I think Nia's team's going to win as well. I think that something is fucked up is going to happen, and it's going to be. I'm predicting something's going to happen that's going to involve Bianca Belair and possibly Jade.
Yep. Yeah, I got you there.
So Intercontinental Championship, triple threat. Brian Breaker versus Sheamus versus Ludwig Kaiser. Brian Breaker all the way.
Yeah, I'm going with Braun.
Then we had the United States Championship, LA Knight versus Shinsuke Nakamura. I'm going with LA Knight, although I hope it's Shinsuke.
Yeah, I'll go LA, but I hope it's Shinsuke.
World Heavyweight Champion Gunther versus Damian Priest, 100% Gunther.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be a clean victory too.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
No,
I think we're going to have Gunther turn face. I think we're going to see Gunther turn face. This is another reason why I think that we're going to see Punk turn heel, because after Punk and Roman Reigns is done, I think they're going to do Punk against Gunther, and we know that looks like Gunther is turning face. So I think Punk should be turning heel.
okay, I'll give you.
All right, the men's war game match: Roman Reigns, Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso, Sami Zayn, CM Punk versus the Bloodline: Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, and Bronson Reed. I think that we are going to see, believe it or not, I think Solo is going to win because CM Punk's going to turn.
I'm gonna go with New Bloodline too. I just can't figure out how they're gonna get the old Bloodline to Raw. So I think, you know what?
I tell you, I told you why. It's because CM Punk's going to turn on the old Bloodline. CM Punk is on Raw, so therefore,
They're gonna chase CM Punk.
right.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Yep, and that's it. That's the card for tomorrow night pay-per-view.
Cody Rhodes not defending his title, huh?
Nope.
Well, how's that Punk get off?
You know, there's been a lot of fans who's been calling out the fact that WWE is constantly talking about how you have to defend it every 60 days, right? And it has been more than 60 days since Cody Rhodes has defended his title. So fans are saying, why does he still have the title? He should have the title pulled from him. His next title offense is going to be at Saturday main event, December, sometimes in the beginning of December.
14th.
December 14th. That's be the next time he's going to defend it. He's not really defended his title. And it's funny because if you think about it, go back to him and Roman Reigns. And one thing Cody Rhodes kept on talking about, how Roman Reigns never defended his title, how it was easy to hold on to your title for that many days when you didn't defend it. Now Cody has the title. He has actually defended it less than what Roman Reigns had.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Go look it up.
That's,
I'll prove it to you.
I'll take your word on it.
Well, no, let me,
All right. God, there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 matches for tomorrow night.
Yeah, but those,
The more games are going to be long.
yep.
Yeah. And it starts at 5 tomorrow?
So it's at 5 tomorrow.
Okay. All right. Well, I get home just in time to take a 30-minute nap and wake up and watch it.
So people were complaining that Cody has defended his title once in on his 42nd, he came the title 42 days, right? Reign, while Roman defended his title 33 times in his in his reign, right? So let's see. Now this was as of a couple of months ago. Let's see if we can find something updated. Here we go. Cody Rhodes is actually defended his. This is as of the end of October. Cody Rhodes has actually defended his title 46 total times since beating Roman Reigns in April to become champion. The 6 matches you listed are televised defense. The other 40 are dark houses, dark matches that you didn't see on TV. They were dark. So theoretically, he's only defended it on TV 6 times. So yeah, Cody Rhodes had defended his title more at this point of his career than what Cody has.
Wait a minute, hold on. Cody's defended more than Roman did?
No, Roman has defended it more than Cody did.
Not including dark matches.
Well, I don't give a fuck about dark matches. I mean,
I wasn't there. I don't give a shit.
No, I mean, theoretically, if you include dark matches, then yes, Cody has defended his title more because Roman Reigns defended his title only 33 times in his whole reign, right? He had it 1,360 days.
They were all pay-per-views or main events of Raw.
Right. Right. So, yes, if you want to count dark matches, but I think that's bullshit. On television, Cody should be defending that title on TV because that's where it really counts. Dark matches, you go according to wrestling rules, dark matches do not count because they will actually have your champion drop the title during dark matches, but then they win it back before television. And it's like it never happened.
That's few and far between.
It happens, dude. If you go listen to a lot of wrestling podcasts, and they talk about it a lot, how champions will drop their title during dark matches, but then win it back at another dark match in time to be on TV.
Right, but they're not acknowledging that loss.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's why I said dark matches don't really count in the world of wrestling.
Yeah, because I think, what was it? The Midnight Rockers were tag team champions. They were stripped the next day. There was somebody else that won a title too, and that was stripped shortly thereafter.
Yeah, so dark matches is kind of like being in prison. The rules are what happens in prison doesn't count in the real world, right? Well, what happens in dark matches don't count in wrestling world or TV. So
I haven't been to prison.
I've been in jail, never to prison.
All right, fair enough.
So anyway, all right, guys. Well, that was the recap and our predictions for tomorrow night. And again, it starts at 5:00. We will be back on Sunday to talk about Survivor Series and see if there was any surprises. Did anyone make a shocking debut? Did we have any heel turns? Will Gunther still have his title? We will see. Will Braun Breaker still have his title? All things we're going to talk about tomorrow. Mark, you have anything?
Just ring the damn bell, brother.
Yep, ring the damn bell. See you guys on Sunday.